Under pressure, you don't rise to the occasion. You sink to the level of your training. That is why we train so hard, a Navy SEAL. What drives you? Motivation is one of the most personal aspects of our lives. What drives me to be my best and the words that I use for inspiration don't have to be the same as anybody else. I'm learning that when I allow the right words into my life, I'm capable of so much more than when I allow words that are demeaning. Life will constantly challenge us, so our words, powerful. I wonder, what makes words motivating? By definition alone, the vast majority of words are neither positive or negative. We push them in those directions based on the context with which we use them. So if we give words their power, and if we can use something to be positive, we could also use it to be negative. I want to encourage you tonight not to rule out the positive power of a word based solely on its most frequent usage. This is a story that started for me a few years ago. I have the honor of being a student, a teacher, and a coach here for the Hilliard City School District. This is my home, and I love what I do. I'm driven to provide a space for my students to be challenged and to grow as young people. I've also been coaching volleyball for 15 years, and I've primarily coached the boys team at Hilliard Darby High School, my alma mater. The boys program is family. But in 2014, I earned the opportunity to become the head girls coach at my alma mater, Hilliard Darby High School. There are yet to be banners in our gym for the girls like there are for the boys. Yet. But I wasn't concerned about anything that was happening on the court as I sat down to talk with the girls before my first season. I really just wanted to know what the program meant to the girls. I asked each one of them, when you think about Darby volleyball, what do you think about? They struggled with that question, and I left really excited. I was excited because I knew they needed something that I love. They needed words. We talked a lot that first season about ways to make our program more than just a quick stop, and we learned a lot. So once the season ended, I dove in to try and find words for our program. I love quotes, so I looked through countless books, websites, social media, looking for something unique to our experience. And in the spring, I came across the following quote. Under pressure, you don't rise to the occasion. You sink to the level of your training. And that's why we train so hard, a Navy SEAL. That was it, sink. How different is that? Taking a word that is negative and using it to be motivating. That was the kind of message I was looking for. I had sink put on our t-shirts for the year, and I waited all summer long to get those shirts to our girls. I practiced at home many nights what I would say and how the conversation would go. And finally, on July 20th, 2015, they took a seat at half court, and I said, ladies, I'm so proud of you. Our team tees are in, and I want you to know that these are special. I held one up. We're going to be the first team in sports history to ever put the word sink on a t-shirt. Let the moment build a little bit. Now, when you think of the word sink, what do you think about? And as I had practiced, I was so excited for their negative answers. So the first girl shouted the Titanic. Shortly thereafter, I heard the kitchen. Two outstanding answers to my question, yet surprisingly, neither I had thought of in all my practice. So I guess I'm not Vince Lombardi. What about singing in sports, I ask. And then I heard things like losing or you'll never reach your goal. So I shared my quote with them. And I said, ladies, we're going to use a negative word as a reminder of the strength that we're building every single day. When you encounter events in life that are tough, you don't need to rise to the occasion or do something you've never done before. Believe in the process of giving your best one day at a time. Sink into your teammates. Sink into the game. I'm very grateful to them for many things. But I'm especially grateful for their willingness to go along with me. Because last season, we sank. Varsity matches are best 3 out of 5 sets. Last year, we had 11 matches go to at least 4 sets, which was half our season. As the scores got closer, our kids seemed to play better. Of those 11 matches, we won 8 of them. And that helped us to have the first winning girls varsity season at our school in 7 years. And for the first time in Darby history, every level of our program finished the year with a winning record. I was so proud of them, and it had nothing to do with the winning. It was all about the way they carried themselves day in and day out. I remember a moment with a parent after one of our matches at about the midpoint in our season. We were losing 2-1. We won the 4th and 5th sets that night to take the match. And as we got ready to go home, this parent came up to me and he said, you know, I really like your sink idea for the season, but is there any way we could stop testing it every match? He followed that up with, and if you're this good at predicting the team mottos and the actual results, let's put next year's shirts to say, another boring win. I love him for that. That's not what our shirts are going to say, though. After the season ended, I just thought a lot about the experience. And I think there are negative words that have a desire to be positive and inspire us. That might be a weird notion, but I think that's how we grow. And I also think there are some words that are giving us some clues. For example, I'm sure at some point in time we've all heard that nothing good comes from being a quitter. At the same point in time, on the day I was born, my grandmother left the hospital and quit smoking, and that brought incredible joy to my family. Quitting simply means to cease doing something or to stop. So what if we used it in a way that meant to stop participating in negative or harmful activities? What would your place of work look like if at the next staff meeting your boss came in and said, I want you to be the greatest quitter you can be. Quit staying up so late and go to bed earlier. Quit late night snacking and eat healthier. Quit doubting yourself and earn those results you're driven for. At some point in time, if a lady were to ask, how does my dress look? And your answer was, that is a bad dress. One of two things is happening: a kick to the backside or a second date, because you see, even the word bad has spent time being good. More people than at any other moment in my life are encouraging failure now. Well-known speakers across the country are talking about the positive power of failing, and I would never encourage someone to be mean. I can't do that. Unless even that could be positive. Which I think was the case when the great Muhammad Ali told us, only last week, I beat up a rock, injured a stone, and hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick. That's belief in oneself at its best. I think about the future every day. It involves my children. My wife and I have two beautiful little ones at home. Tomorrow's my daughter's 4th birthday, so I apologize, my allergies are bad. I think about their future every day because I wonder if it's possible as a parent that I could really prepare my kids for their dreams by encouraging them to be the greatest sinkers, quitters, and failures that they can be. I guess only time will tell. Go find your words, and go Panthers.